Welcome everyone to today's explainer. We're jumping straight into a sweeping, highly complex framework that alternative researchers have been piecing together over the last decade. It's a theory known as the God Frequency Chronicles, and it attempts to connect three massive concepts: the macro level of our cosmos, the suppressed history of advanced physics, and the micro level of our very own cellular biology, all into one unified system. It's wild, it's fascinating, and we're going to break it all down.
Okay, let's dive into this. The central, driving question behind this entire body of research is this: what if the heavens above us, the history we've been taught, and the very water inside our human biology are all operating on a single, interconnected frequency? And more importantly, what if that frequency is currently being hacked? It's a pretty bold worldview, right? So today we're going to look impartially at exactly how researchers map this all out.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, the crystalline canopy theory. Then, the 80-year Tesla cycle. Third, the siege of the Great Deep. And finally, the prophetic 2027 gateway.
Part 1. The crystalline canopy theory and redefining the firmament.
To really understand this framework, you have to look at the sky with a completely different lens. For centuries, the mainstream narrative has relied on Newtonian gravity, telling us the Earth is an oblate spheroid, spinning helplessly through a boundless vacuum. But the researchers behind enclosed system cosmology reject that mathematical construct entirely. Instead, they propose a remarkably different blueprint: that the Earth is actually a fixed, stationary plane. In this view, we're not held down by a gravitational pull. Rather, the system is governed by density and buoyancy, all sheltered safely beneath a majestic, solid crystalline dome.
So you might be wondering, if gravity isn't holding us down, what keeps this whole system in perfect equilibrium? Well, prepare yourself for this, because the theory points to something called the nested torus field. Instead of isolated objects floating in dead space, reality is described as a breathtaking fractal energy model. Think of it like this: just as your human heart generates an electromagnetic field, the Earth generates a massive planetary torus. You and I are basically biological antennas, constantly resonating and exchanging information within this perfectly geometric, dynamic web of frequency.
The researchers summarize it perfectly right here. True cosmology reveals a different blueprint: a fixed, stationary foundation sheltered beneath a majestic, vaulted crystalline dome. Now, what's really fascinating about this claim is the historical context tied to it. The theory suggests that the famous 17th century Salem Watchers, those watchmen of the old world who are usually just remembered as victims of superstition, were actually targeted and silenced. Why? Because according to this research,